Day 9 of Colts training camp in the books, and now the Colts head to Foxborough for a joint practice and a preseason game against the New England Patriots. So a bit of a week away from Indianapolis, and I'm sure that will do these players, this team a lot of good to kind of get against a different team, different uniform, actually kind of get some evaluations on where these guys are at, specifically position battles. And why don't we talk about the one position battle I think a lot of people have their eyes on? That's the backup quarterback battle between Riley Leonard and Anthony Richardson. You'll hear in a second. We got a chance to hear from both QBs after practice, both with good mindsets about where this competition stands, not putting too much pressure on themselves, but both acknowledging that there's been some shortcomings early on here in camp and where they can improve. There's no question about that. Anthony Richardson, just more consistency with his accuracy and where he's going with the football. Riley Leonard, more so just processing and pulling the trigger, kind of seeing something, throwing it, not thinking as much, and he said he's getting better at that, and you can see that on the field. More chunk plays, downfield throws, downfield completions by Riley Leonard. I think he's really taken a step forward these last 2 days as far as that competition goes. Nowhere close to a backup quarterback being named. Anthony Richardson and Riley Leonard continue to rotate with that second and third team respectively, kind of different periods, different days, just kind of what at the discretion of the coaching staff. But Anthony Richardson had a really nice throw down the stretch during a 2-minute drill to Deion Burks for a chunk play as well. So they both have their moments and they both have flashes. It's just about that consistency with those two that Shane Steichen and Jim Bob Cooter have talked to us about after practices here at Colts training camp. For my money, Blake Grupe is the leader in the clubhouse and might have won this kicking competition between he and Spencer Schrader. 4 misses on the day for Spencer Schrader from 53, 2 of them, and from 55, 2 of them. So not what you want to see. He's coming back from injury. The Colts have given him a lot of grace watching that kicking competition go, but it feels like Grupe it's just a matter of time before he's named the starting quarterback, or the starting kicker for this Colts special teams unit. But as far as quarterback play for the preseason game, Shane Steichen saying as well, and you'll hear in just a moment, that it's probably going to be Riley Leonard and Anthony Richardson in that game. As far as halves and who's playing what, not sure yet, but probably no Daniel Jones for this first preseason game between the Colts and the Patriots. Enough of me. We got a chance to hear from Anthony Richardson, Riley Leonard, Shane Steichen, and a couple assistant coaches as well after practice as day 9 concludes here at Grand Park.
The consistency, Shane was talking about this for you and Riley. I mean, just do you feel like today was a better day in that regard, and how do you kind of keep that going?
I feel like it's been a better day for one of the most recent days. And speaking of consistency, that's something I've been trying to work on throughout the whole offseason. Just discipline, consistency, studying the playbook, coming out here making sure my footwork and everything is on point. Coming out here trying to command the offense, just taking it day by day. Some days aren't my best days, some days aren't the worst. So I just got to keep pushing and, like you said, just be consistent whenever I can, just manage the game and just be a good quarterback.
This is your 4th training camp. You enter this one healthy. What have you gotten out of this camp so far? You've kind of been in different situations each camp, it seems like. What have you gotten out of this one?
This year, it's been more of a command for myself. When it comes to being with the second and third group, getting my reps and commanding the offense. It forces me to be more of a field general out there for the guys, and it forces me to be more into my playbook. So I have to be on point so I can help those guys out. But it's been a good camp for me. I feel like it's going well, and I'm just trying to keep maintaining and just keep progressing.
How would you assess your performance overall throughout camp and areas you have done well in, or think you still want to improve?
I feel like I can improve on a lot of things. My decision making, I feel like I'm on point with the ball. I feel like I'm going to the right spot. Sometimes I don't throw the best ball, but I feel like my decision making is pretty good so far in camp. Managing the offense, I feel like I can do a little bit better with that. Some plays, like I said, I can help the guys out a little bit more and just manage it for them. I feel like I'm doing pretty decent right now for camp. It's not my best camp, but like I said, it's not my worst camp, but I'm just trying to keep progressing.
You've had some wobbled snaps from shotgun. So have you identified what's going on with you?
Yeah, I finally figured out what it was. I was trying to find a few different things to do with my hands so I could, see if I could catch the snap a little differently. And I started putting my hands out a little bit more, and it's been helping me. But it's just a little adjustment. You got shoulder pads and stuff on now, bullets flying, people running fast around me. So I feel like I figured out the problem.
I don't think you had that issue in the past after your fall. Can you figure out why it happened this time?
No, I think it was just because of the tempo. Everything sped up. Once you put the pads and everything on, it's more of a live game rep and not just a tag 7-on-7 type of period. So I think it was just an adjustment, putting the pads back on and just getting right.
Is the trade request still there from you?
I haven't really even talked to my agent about that recently. I haven't talked to Ballard or anybody about that recently, so I'm not necessarily sure what's going on with that. But I'm just here right now, trying to make sure I can, stamp my foot on this team and, just be the best version of myself I can be for the team.
Are you just basically, yeah?
Are you expecting for the season, AR?
Say that again.
Are you here for this season?
Man, that's what the team wants. That's what I want. I just want to be able to, help a team. If it's this team, then I thank God for it. I'm just ready to showcase what I can do and just, be a winning piece to help the team win.
What can the preseason provide for you as an opportunity?
Like just constantly, stacking on my repetition and my work that I've been putting in. Getting out there in the game. I feel like getting out there, finally managing the game and processing it once again. Live action plays. I feel like that'll help me just get back into the groove and just fill everything out. But I'm excited for it. I've been trying to prepare for it, and we'll see what's going on Thursday.
I know you told us about in late December when you were still getting back on the practice field, that the snaps were tough for you with your vision still coming back. Has there been anything tied to that, you think, or have you been all good and that hasn't been a stem of the issues when you were struggling with the snaps?
No, I feel like it's been good. Like I said, switching out reps with the 2s and the 3s. You get different centers out there because they're trying to figure out who's going to be the backup after Bork. So just getting different landmarks with the snaps with different guys and just focusing on the ball when the ball snapped to me and just making sure I secure the catch before I try to process anything downfield.
What's your mindset as this battle with Riley for the backup job continues? Is it difficult to get a rhythm going between the second and third team, and just what's your confidence level there?
I don't think it's difficult, honestly, because reps are reps. Regardless if I'm with the first, second, or third team, my reps count, and I got to make them count. I haven't necessarily been thinking of it more of a quarterback competition because I feel like if I'm putting my best foot forward, then the team will make a decision that's a betterment for the team. But I just feel like I'm trying to progress. The rhythm is there. My plays are there for me to make. I just got to make them. I can't think about anything else. So thank y'all.
Kind of an interesting situation for you from last year's camp to this year. Like now you're fighting for something sort of tangible in terms of your role. What do you think? How do you think it's going? Where is it?
Yeah, first and foremost, very grateful for the situation that I'm in. Obviously, later round pick guy, competing for the 2 job right now with Anthony, who's honestly a great friend of mine at this point. It's just an awesome opportunity. Like every day I step out on the field, I'm just super grateful that I'm in this position. I've been dreaming about it for a long time, and it's also great to have Daniel, who has obviously established himself as the 1. So that's in place, and then I'm able just to kind of try to compete to fall in line from there.
In the spring, you said you wanted to really lean into the why of the offense and just learn all the intricacies. Do you feel like you're further along there?
Yeah, and I think maybe this camp, something I've taken a step further in is understanding, what the defense is doing a lot better. Obviously, when you get to know the offense for a whole year, you don't have to think about the little things, and it saves you. If you break the huddle at 15 seconds, I feel like last year the first 8 seconds of that were figuring out what the motions were and who's supposed to be where. Now I'm able to save 8 seconds and really figure out what the defense is doing and get my eyes up. So mentally, this game and quarterback is all about pre-snap decisions, and I think I've done a great job of kind of understanding maybe not exactly where the ball should go, but knowing where it shouldn't go.
Do you feel yourself progressing as camp goes on?
Yeah.
The next couple days here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's been a good couple of days for me. Obviously, when you're playing the quarterback position, sometimes it takes a while to get going. Sometimes you start off great. You can't, every day could be different. Tomorrow could be terrible, but I think today went pretty good, and I feel comfortable back there in the pocket, getting to know the new centers that I'm operating with and the receivers out here. Luckily, I got a couple of Duke guys who I connected with today and kind of understand them pretty well from – it was only 2 or 3 years ago that I was throwing to those guys, so it's good to be back with them.
You had to throw to Eli and the reaction afterwards. What's it like when you've been grinding for those types of moments and you get to have a little fun? Yeah,
it's really cool. Eli, for my first day at Duke, we got into the league at the same year, but he was 2 years older than me, so a guy that I always looked up to and put a smile on my face every day that I walked in. And it's so cool to be able to connect with him now. It's just unreal. My first days at Duke, I didn't ever know I would be in this position, throwing to him. It's really cool.
What's the thing you're focused on improving most right now?
I think processing, post-snap and just letting it fly, not hesitating. That's a big part of playing quarterback in this league, is just letting it rip. Sometimes, if I luckily haven't caught myself doing this much at all, but when you're in a competition, sometimes human nature can, make you be a little bit more conservative and hesitant at times. But luckily, my mentality has been just attack, let it fly, and see where it goes from there. So, I think I can do a little better job of just anticipating stuff and letting it fly.
How do you compartmentalize just all the different scenarios you've kind of been in within the last year, and how do you maybe not let it get too big or too small?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like, I always tell myself in life, you either find a solution or you realize you can't do anything about it. And a lot of the times, given my one-year career, I can't do anything about it. So why worry about it? I think I got a good mentality on, life and in general, just rolling with the punches. Things go bad, like, all right. Things go good, great. So yeah, it's kind of been a lot, but cool. It doesn't matter to me.
Riley, Shane has emphasized consistency, in terms of what he's looking for at number 2. And do you feel like maybe you turned a corner in that regard here the last few days?
Yeah.
Personally?
Yeah, I think so. Once again, just getting back into the offense and fixing a little, you're one step too wide here or there. And then once, the defense is always throwing new installs at you. So whenever those start to slow down, right, you can only put in so much stuff. Really start to get pretty comfortable in the offense and understand what the defense is doing too.
All right, thanks, Riley.
Thanks, guys.
All right, good work today, finishing up this week. Obviously, 2 weeks into it. It's good practice today. I thought our guys brought energy. Obviously, it's a grind, and we got to work through that and the mental and physical toughness of it every day to get better. But happy and pleased where our team's at. Obviously, got a day off, or not a day off, but we're traveling tomorrow, and looking forward to the joint practice against New England on Tuesday.
Situationally there from Riley and Anthony to end it?
Yeah, it was good. That was a 2-minute situation. It was an end-of-game situation, kind of put ourselves in that Seattle situation that we had last year there. So it was good work. There was one timeout. Offense was down by 1, needed a field goal right there to win it. So it was good back and forth.
I know that you're not shy about challenging your guys. Have you had conversations with those 2 quarterbacks about just raising their game at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I think every day those guys are battling. Someone's got to win a job and go take it. And those guys are back and forth. And we'll continue to work that, through camp and see where it goes.
Shane, will those 2 be the quarterbacks on Thursday for you?
That's the plan right now, yes.
Downs just not serious?
Yeah, Downs ain't serious at all. I think he might practice on Tuesday. We'll just be smart with him. So nothing serious there.
As Buck has kind of got back into full team stuff, have you started to kind of feel his presence a little
Yeah,
more?
of course. Whenever Buck's out there, you can definitely feel him. So it's great to get him out there, getting some team reps, again, monitoring him through training camp, where his body's at, but he feels good. He feels good where he's at.
Wally get banged up early?
We're just monitoring him too as well. He had a little thing in practice, a little hamstring, but it wasn't bad. We're just like, let's just be smart with him today. So we just went through individual.
How nice will it be to go up against someone who's not in a Colts uniform once you get to New England?
Yeah, no, that's huge. I think to go against another opponent, it really breaks up camp. Guys will be excited, juiced up for that practice. So it'll be a great practice. We're looking forward to that anytime you can go against a different opponent. It obviously raises the level, the energy. It's just human nature, so it'll be good for our guys.
Some coaching film for you there with sort of tips and just not being shorthanded, I guess, and leading to turnovers. I mean, Daniel, it seemed like putting the ball where he needed it.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. Obviously, we got to finish some plays there. That happens. I always tell the guys, there's some things you can control and can't control, and especially like tip balls and stuff. And obviously, we got to see the ball in on some of those things. That's really what it comes down to.
Shane, do you guys feel like you need to add another wideout?
We're looking. We're always looking and doing our research in that. But I like the group we got. Those guys are battling right now, and so we'll see where that all goes.
What's your level of confidence with this team at this point in camp?
Very confident. I think my confidence grows in this team every day, to be completely honest with you, just because I look at the level of execution on both sides of the ball. And it's really not lopsided one side or the other. It's great back and forth every practice. And so I'm really pleased and really encouraged by that.
Have you seen Riley stack a couple nice days here?
Yeah, he's done some nice things, you know what I mean? And that's what it's got to be. It's got to be consistent, at that position, day in and day out, making the right reads, whatever it is, whether it's throwing or in the run game, getting us in the right checks, if we got kills on the play. But he did some good things today.
Will you play any
starters on Thursday?
I'm working through that. I'll have that tonight, and then I'll let you guys know on Tuesday. Great. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Some of his, his funniness, out there on the stage. And not a lot of people normally wouldn't think that's Adam, but, I saw him and McAfee together in the locker room, and it was definitely a sight to see.
Hey, Reg, what about Eli Pink?
Yes.
What kind of specific things can he add, and how difficult is he making the decision with him pushing guys?
I mean, it's difficult for everybody, right? All these guys, you get close to them, and they become like your kids almost. You know what I mean? So, it's difficult for everybody. But for Eli Pinko, it's a chance for him to come out here and show his talents, right? We got him last year, midway through the season or so. Came in, kind of got the lay of the land a little bit. Now he's starting fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With him, it's another opportunity to go, especially like, once again, you don't see anybody hurt, but Alex down, Eli plays X, right? Treadwell, he goes to X, he's down. So if you're Eli, you ought to be smiling, I hope you come back healthy, but until then, I'm going to hold it down, so that's a chance for him to go out there and get more reps and opportunities to show what he can do. And, it's kind of been up and down with him, but I got faith in him that he can go out there and do it on a consistent basis.
I mean, he's got a little something. I mean, the contested catches.
Yeah.
He can do that.
Yeah, he can do it. We just need to see it more consistently. I'm all about giving my guys, the confidence they need. A lot of them don't need any. Eli, I don't think needs any. He calls himself the Hulk. That's what I want to see. He's going to love that.
A guy like Keenan Allen, who's still on the free agent market. I know you guys have some injuries. You have some younger guys or guys that haven't gotten a whole lot of reps on the field in the last couple of years. Would you like to see some more juice added to the room right now? How do you feel like that room sits?
I'm just a servant. I'm here to serve, right? One thing is I get one paycheck, and that's to be the receiver coach. When you get me to doing those kind of decisions and thoughts, I need 2 paychecks. I'm damn near almost 2 paychecks already, because I'm almost like a psychiatrist to some of these guys and counselors. You know what I mean? So whatever. Listen, the more Reggie Waynes I can get, the better. And that's what we're looking for. So whoever's in the room, I'm going to teach them as hard as I can, help them get better, and work on whatever flaws they have.
And then Alec, you spent a lot of time with him on
Yes.
the sidelines as he's been watching things not only these last couple weeks, but throughout the spring during
Yep.
OTAs. What can you tell us about just kind of his mental state? I'm sure he's itching to get back on the field. How's he been doing?
Yeah, he's getting on my nerves. He's definitely, locked in tuned. We just got through talking to him about his rehab and where he is. I'm excited for him, man. He's upbeat, so if he's upbeat, then that means he's where he wants to be, where he needs to be. Obviously, we know what he means to our room, and I just want him whenever he's 100%. I don't want him 85. I don't want him 80. I need him 100. However long that takes, that's what it is.
Thanks, Reggie.
Otto's development, and understand his story is kind of interesting, how he got here.
Yeah, look, he's learning a lot. I mean, obviously, when it's you haven't grown up playing the game on a daily basis. And you're a little bit more new to it, there, especially you try and break into it at this level, there's going to be a lot of things that are new. The first time you've seen something or done something, and every day you got to grow from the reps that you get, and the hard part is now it's about as difficult as it gets for a guy like this, because the install starts to add up. You have more in the offense than you would have in like a normal game week or anything like that. So it's trying to find ways to compartmentalize that stuff, and then obviously there's the technical aspects as well. So he's doing a really good job. He's working very, very hard, and I've been pleased by the way he's approached each day out here.
All right, good to hear for the first time from Anthony Richardson and Riley Leonard as they kind of go through their battle for the backup quarterback position. Got a chance to hear from Shane Steichen as well, so a couple assistants. Day 9 in the books. Jake Arthur, Locked On Colts, Roundtable Sports, joins us as always. Okay, got a chance to hear from these backup QBs for the first time. Yeah. Anything stick out to you, not only about what they had to say, but their performance on field as well?
Yeah, I'd say both of them have maybe gotten marginally better. The name of the game has been consistency, obviously, but the big issues we've primarily had with them, some of them at least, seem to be ironed out a little bit. And both players commented on things that made them seem self-aware. For Riley Leonard, being more aggressive, he's been You could call him a check down Charlie for a lot of this training camp so far. Really taking the easy way out and just finding the first open guy without going through the complexities and like making layered throws and stuff. So I think he's getting a little more aggressive. He had a couple bigger throws out here today, so that was good to see because he showed some really good things when he hit the field randomly last year in the regular season. So if he kind of remembers who he is when he gets on a live football field, that's always good. And then Anthony Richardson, he was asked about, why are you've been muffing a lot of snaps, like what's going on with that. And he acknowledged that. Seems like he knew what the issue was and that he has fixed it moving forward. And I haven't really noticed it much in the last couple of days, not to the degree of the first several days of camp. So that's the most important thing a quarterback can do, first and foremost, is secure the snap. So a lot better there. He made some good throws out here today. And I think these guys are hopefully maybe settling down a little bit now and finding that consistency that the coaching staff is really looking for.
They keep saying it, right? Consistency is the emphasis when it comes to the second and third team offense, because it does feel like that drop off between first team, second team, third team is at least marginally getting a little closer, because it was a pretty stark contrast there early on in camp. And to your point, Riley Leonard definitely throwing down the field more these last 2 days of training camp. Eli Pankow, a couple big catches here today. Will Mallory's been a guy, and Coleman Owen has been a guy that second and third team offense has been clicking with, both Anthony Richardson and Riley Leonard. And Anthony Richardson, to his credit, a really nice throw to Deion Burks and a 2-minute drill down the stretch of practice. So we'll see where that goes. Anthony Richardson, just for what it's worth, saying he doesn't really know where the trade request stands with the team. If they want him here, he'll be here. He'll be happy about it. We'll see where that goes, because he was asked, do you plan to be with the Colts? And, not, like you've kind of said, non-committal, kind of ho-hum, just kind of what we'll see what the team does.
Well, a little bit of perhaps waffling on that. I don't think he wants to ruffle any feathers.
No,
so he doesn't want to say, like, yes, I want out of here, get me out. I need, greener pastures. I think he's just kind of going with the flow. But, I mean, his side is the one that requested this trade in the first place. And I've got to think they would still be open to it, because nothing has really changed. You're still in the battle for QB2, QB3. I think he would be open if something were to present itself. And then, he was asked about, well, what does the preseason present to you as an opportunity?
Right.
Because I think that's going to be the best way for him to build up this trade value, is for other teams to see he's still alive and well and can play football again. I mean, what's been out here is probably not super inspiring as far as trade value goes, but the preseason, I think, could change quite a bit.
Well, that's why I think the backup battle is so important for not only the Colts, but Anthony Richardson, because if he plays well in the absence, God forbid, of Daniel Jones, that not only helps him, it helps the Colts. The trade value becomes higher, XYZ. You know what I mean? That's why this is very important for him. Riley Leonard, great to hear from as always as well. Okay, aside from the QBs, anything else before we get to the kicker? But anything else kind of stick out to you? It feels like the DBs kind of had a nice little practice here. Nothing too crazy as they gear up for New England next week, but that kind of stuck out to me.
Yeah, so they did this late game situation here with, 52 seconds or so left? Yeah, so trying to push the ball, get into field goal range. And, Sauce Gardner had a pass breakup. Cam Taylor-Britt had 2 pass breakups. So I thought the defensive backs really stepped up well. Overall, I thought they were opportunistic. Daniel Jones threw a couple interceptions out here today. Not just purely bad throws. Both of them were tipped balls. A.J. Halsey made his first interception at training camp out here.
Someone predicted that just moments before.
Someone had to say it.
I was bearing witness to that. Anyway.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Taylor, just his first drop of camp that I can remember, just bopping right off his hands. And then here comes Cam Bynum for the pick six. So, yeah, the defensive backs, they came to play today.
Yeah, opportunistic, good way of putting it. To me, Jake, it feels like this kicker competition is all but over. Spencer Schrader, a pretty tough day at the office here today, on the day that it was dedicated to him.
Yeah, it's tough, because I do feel at his core Schrader is a genuinely good NFL kicker.
Yes.
But he is coming back from a very serious knee injury, and I just don't think his timing matches up with the Colts' timing.
No.
They have in their hands another kicker in Blake Grupe, who appears to also be very, very good, but is actually converting on the majority of his opportunities here. And maybe Schrader needs a little more time to, I don't know, but I just think it's pretty obvious the Colts need to go ahead and move forward with Blake Grupe.
Yeah.
I respect what they're doing and giving him the leniency and the grace to recover.
Right.
But they've got to get the pedal to the metal.
At what point does that run out though? And you're like, okay,
Exactly.
we gotta
if,
make a decision
If
here.
they kicked the rest of camp, and Groupie missed the rest of his kicks, and Schrader made the rest of his, how much different would their percentage be at this point? You know,
Right.
like, Groupie is
Yeah.
leaps and bounds ahead at this point. You know.
Yeah. 2 misses from 53 and 2 misses from 55 today for
Yep.
Spencer Schrader. So not exactly what you want to see, but hey, we're going to learn a lot as the Colts go up to Foxborough and play against the defending Super Bowl runner-up, I guess you would say, the New England Patriots, a very well-organized organization and a good football team. So we're going to learn a lot, not only in the joint practice, but the preseason game that's on Thursday.
Yep.
That's on Thursday, so we'll bring you all the action here on Channel 13 and our streaming platform as well. But that's Jake Arthur. I'm Dominic Miranda. Day 9, Colts training camp in the books.